Hello, my name's Clare Williams and I'm the Chief Executive for the National Animal Welfare Trust, or NAWT for short. We conducted some research looking at trends within pet ownership. And one of the things that we found was that only 20% of people that we spoke to had actually got any plan for who would take care of their pets if the unexpected happened. That is, if they were suddenly rushed into hospital, or they were suddenly called away to deal with a family crisis, or just unexpectedly away from home from a short period of time. And out of that 20%, we found that actually very few had actually got something written down. They just had a vague idea of what would happen. So as a result of that, we have developed our Tales of the Unexpected campaign to help people think about making some plans just in case. Because here at the rescue organisation, we do quite often get phone calls from people who say, my neighbour's just been rushed into hospital, can you take their dog? And unfortunately we can't, because we don't have the space to take animals in on a short-term basis. We are about taking animals that owners can no longer care for and looking to rehome them. So we just don't have the space to do it, unfortunately. So we felt we needed to do something that would help people in that situation. So our campaign, Tales of the Unexpected, is about providing people with information on how they can start making a plan, what are the things they need to think about. And it's really important that people do spend a bit of time thinking about how their animal is going to be happiest. Will your dog be happy in kennels? Do you have a friend that can care for your dog either in their house or in your house? Would your dog be happy living with other dogs? There's all sorts of things to think about as a start to kick off making your plans. Once you've thought about the best route to go, point number one is discussing it with your friend, if it's your friend. If it's kennels, then certainly go and visit kennels and select the one that you feel your dog would be most happy in. And certainly do that before the emergency happens, because by then you're going to be in all sorts of a rush, and it's not going to, you're just going to pick one that's the easiest. The other thing is also to check what vaccinations the kennels require. Most of them will require general vaccinations to be up to date, but quite a few also look for kennel cough as well. So do make sure you've sorted that out. And then keep the vaccination certificate with your other documents. If somebody can find it, they can obviously show the kennels that the vaccinations are done. Once you've decided on your route of who's going to take care of your animal in an emergency, then the second thing we've done is provided forms that will actually allow you to give as much information as you possibly can about your dog and about caring for your dog. So whoever takes it on understands what they need to do, but also it gives you reassurance that you've explained to someone the things they need to be aware of with your dog. Even things like how much food do they eat, where's the food kept, where do they like to sleep, what's their favourite toy, what do they like when they're out on a walk? Are they reactive to other animals? Are they happy to be off the lead? Is their recall a bit iffy and it's best not to let them off the lead? All sorts of things like that. So gives you peace of mind that their routine is being disrupted as little as possible. The other important information to give is also veterinary information in terms of the details of your vet, any medical issues your dog currently has, any medication it's currently taking, because that would be important to ensure there was continuity there. And again, also to think about arrangements if your dog did need the vet, who would be paying for the vet's fees in that interim period, and also if your dog is insured as well. So there's an awful lot to think about, but what we've done is to try and make that process as simple and as quick as possible. So you can write all the information down, it can all be kept together along with insurance certificates, vaccination certificates, any other information, and it just gives you the peace of mind that if you were suddenly called away from home, there would be somebody there to take care of your dog, and that was the one thing you didn't need to worry about at what would no doubt be an incredibly stressful time anyway. For information on that, all the forms are available to download on our website, which is nawt.org.uk, or you can contact NAWT by phone on 020 8950 0177, and select option 1, and then if you can't download the information from the website, someone can pop a pack in the post for you as well.
Hi, my name's Jill.
I'm Malcolm.
It's my husband Malcolm, and our dogs, this is Scruff, the Bichon Frise. He's about 7 or 8, we're not sure. He came from the National Animal Welfare Trust. And Wesley is on the floor. He's a West Highland Terrier and he is nearly 15. When we got Scruff from the centre, we were talking to the staff in the office and found out about the forms and the usefulness of them. So we decided it was something, although we're quite fortunate, we've got quite good backup for any emergencies, because we've got friends with dogs who mind our dogs for holidays or any other occasions that we need. But it's always useful to have a backup, because you never know where you're going to be or what might happen. And so just having those forms filled in and available with the kind of useful information that's on them, we thought was a really useful time. Just filling in the form made me think about what our dogs' needs are, because I just take them for granted. I know what I'm doing with my own dogs, and Wesley reminds me when it's meal time anyway, so I don't think too much about what time of the day we feed him. But it's things like the fact that he's completely deaf now through his old age, and looking at him you don't really think he's that old. So if someone were to start taking care of him for any reason and didn't know much about him, they might not realise that he's deaf. He can walk quite happily off lead in a park, but if he happens to go the opposite direction to you, and you can call him all you like, but he won't hear a thing. And if he panics when he realises he can't see where you've gone, he just starts running faster in the opposite direction. So it's a really important thing to know that he can't hear. It wasn't really a difficult form to fill out. I just found it interesting really to sit and think about what we do or don't do with them. I'd feel much more comfortable knowing that if there was some emergency or we suddenly found we had to leave our dogs somewhere else, at least whoever's got them has got the information they need to be able to look after them without the dogs being too troubled by it or any major changes. So yeah, it's a really useful scheme.
Our Tales of the Unexpected campaign covers situations where you're likely to be away from home unexpectedly for a relatively short period of time, but you will be home again at some stage to continue taking care of your dog yourself. The other scheme that we offer is called our Pet Care Card. This is aimed at people who are concerned about who's going to take care of their pet when they are no longer around, when they have passed away. And it is a big worry to a lot of people, and in the research we did, we found that a lot of elderly people would love to have a dog, but they're really worried that the dog is going to outlive them. And a lot of elderly people actually make fantastic owners for the older dogs. Mostly what the older dogs need is company. And it's a shame that they don't feel they can take care of a dog. So the Pet Care Card is designed for people who are worried about what's going to happen in the future. And the card is very straightforward. People just fill out an application form, send it into the head office, and then we will issue them with the card, which they obviously need to make people aware of, friends and family aware of, that they have. And then in the situation, if they do sadly pass away, we will commit to taking in their dog and rehoming it for them, so they have some peace of mind that the right thing will happen to their dog. Because very often you find families are not in a position to take care of family members' dog. We do encourage people to also write it into their will, only because then it's very publicly there for the executors to see that that is their wish as regards their pet, because quite often people don't make any provisions for their pets in their wills, and it leaves the family floundering a little bit. So our Pet Care Card is also available on our website, nawt.org.uk, or through our head office by ringing 020 8950 0177 and selecting option 1. Both Tales of the Unexpected and our Pet Care Card are available at no charge to anybody, but obviously if people do feel it's something that's worth using, we would be very grateful for any donations people feel they want to make, for us giving them a little bit of peace of mind in terms of the care of their pets.